Hello everybody, it's your friend Rick. It is August the 19th, 2017. If you need to reach me because you want to get the ball rolling, to get the process going, to get off child support, his email is rick0327@me.com. Alright, and I'm having pretty consistent now. People are getting responses, and good responses, because and again, this is a process. It's not gonna, if anybody's conned you out there into thinking you're gonna mail something in and it's gonna be taken care of, you're gonna be sadly disappointed, and you're gonna probably be ripped off of a lot of money. All right. So, just telling you, I'm not bragging, but I got my stuff together. Okay, I've had about 5 subscribers be accused of being in contempt, and they're supposed to show up to the next hearing. They file my paperwork, okay, demanding proof of contempt, filing a writ of discovery, demanding dismissal for lack of jurisdiction, and a couple other things. Also, what you're also doing is you're corresponding with the child support agency. You're sending out a validation of debt, and we're getting responses from them. Okay, so good stuff. Now, getting back to the court, these people are being accused of contempt, which, listen, you go to a contempt hearing, there's a likelihood you could be walking out in handcuffs. Okay, serious stuff. But my paperwork, which is in conformance with Federal Rule 5, everything I do is I base it on their rules, all right? That way, that's the reason why my paperwork gets a response. All right, there's another YouTuber out there, he's not the guy I've been talking about, another one. He's always had to take jabs at me because he's intimidated by me. Okay, I started my channel after him, and I left him in the dust. All right, and I don't victimize victims. I generally am helping you. Okay, anybody who's been dealing with me, you know that I'm 100% behind you, and I'm not about taking your money. This guy is. He victimizes victims. You're a victim of child support, and then he victimizes you by asking for a lot of money. He sends you garbage. I've seen the paperwork. It's absolute garbage. And then he wants you to send them out. Now listen, I want you to send them out too, but I tell you where to send them. And if I don't tell you exactly where to send them, I'll tell you how. He just gives you a list, and that's it. All right. So, please stay away from a guy asking you for $2,000 for an affidavit, or $850, and then charging you $250 to speak on the phone, and $35 to make an email, to send an email. Okay? Stay away from people like that. That's not somebody trying to help you. That's somebody trying to help them their bank account. Okay? But anyway, getting back to my paperwork is one guy was they're all being accused of contempt. 2 guys have had him suddenly too, like 2 days before, getting phone calls that the case has been rescheduled. One guy was until further notice. In other words, there's nothing scheduled for a while, which is nice. Okay, so you're going from a guy being accused of being in contempt, potentially being arrested, to don't call us, we'll call you type of deal. That's very good. Getting back to the other clown real fast, I also remembered one guy paid $2,000 for his paperwork, sent the guy's paperwork in, and now there's a warrant out for his arrest because it's not a proper response. My paperwork is a proper response to a contempt. So I also had people that use my paperwork being threatened with jail, and they're not being jailed. One subscriber went to court back in like May, and they're playing games. He doesn't speak the language very well. His wife is doing a lot of work, right? Sweetheart, wonderful woman, and she's trying to keep her husband out of jail and trying to, they're being financially hurt, and my paperwork has kept him out of jail 2 times, and the last time we went to court was, next time you don't do this, you're going to jail. He went to court on Friday, yesterday, and again, come back here in September, or else. So you're going, and again, and the commissioner was wanting to know where they got the paperwork from. Okay, so they obviously my paperwork is preventing him from going to jail. Now, that's the reason why we're doing the writ of mandamus. Now, the writ of mandamus, you cannot appeal jurisdiction. Okay, jurisdiction has to be proven before appeal. That's the reason why they're not responding whenever we are asking for jurisdiction. You don't have jurisdiction. Where you get jurisdiction? I have jurisdiction. But they don't describe where, or they'll cite a law. Again, jurisdiction comes from evidence introduced by the petitioner. Now, I just want to clear something up real fast. I get this all the time, and maybe I can eliminate like 100 emails by saying this. Rick, am I the petitioner or am I the respondent? You are the respondent, unless the only time you are a petitioner is when you pay a court fee petitioning the court. Okay? You get it? You're petitioning the court, making you the petitioner. So, your baby mama, your ex-wife, whoever, they're the petitioner because you are responding to the allegations, the claims. Okay? So you are the respondent. I know it gets confusing. So you're like, all right, but Rick, yeah, but I'm filing these papers against this one out. No, but it's under the heading of that docket number. Okay? So you're always going to stay the respondent until now you petition. Now, the writ of mandamus paperwork, you are the petitioner. Okay? You are the petitioner. You're petitioning the court to redress and the remedy and reverse the harm being done to you. Okay? This guy, it's, taking jabs at me. Oh, I don't know why you'd want to pay $120 those paperwork don't work. How do you know it don't work? Because he knows that this is the right way to go. They don't want me to succeed. Okay? Then I wipe him off the YouTube channel, and he actually might have to go out and get a real job instead of sitting home scamming people. All right? He even stole his website from Amin Osiris. I'm Osiris is deception stoppers. The other guy is, and you'll figure it out. So, just be advised that, you know, the way to go is to file the writ of mandamus, because what a writ of mandamus does, and also a writ of certiorari and writ of prohibition, all three of them are filed together. You're requiring a remedy, okay? A judge in a court, by law, they're supposed to respond and act in a certain way required by law. The lower courts, which is, you know, family court, all the courts that I describe all the time. The court that you are going to right now for this child support mess. They don't necessarily, they're legislative tribunals. So they respond in accordance with their, you know, the statutes that created them. So, but they're supposed to comply with the Constitution. Okay, friend Roger in Long Island here, New York, filed my paperwork, got a response from the support magistrate, complete bullshit. Basically, she admitted the court didn't the court lacked jurisdiction, but of course she dismissed it anyway, which she has no authority to do. She's quorum non-judice. She's a non-judicial person. She has absolutely no business doing this, but now Roger's ready to move on to the next step, which this clown claims doesn't work, but it does work. All right? And by law, the courts were created to remedy harms and act in accordance and act in pursuance under Article 6, the Supremacy Clause. They must be acting in accordance and in pursuance of the Constitution. United States codes are made to be in accordance with the Constitution. So this woman claims that United States codes are not to be observed in a family court. They're supposed to be observed in district courts. Yeah. So in other words, she's trying to claim that United States codes, family court doesn't have to comply with, which is a bunch of bullshit. She doesn't have an answer. She's refusing to dismiss the case for lack of jurisdiction. But Roger's got her now. Got him. Now, you go to the next court. Any order made, all right, without jurisdiction, without evidence, it's called arbitrary and capricious, is void. Now, by writ of mandamus, is requiring a judge to void a voidable judgment, because the judge is required by law without discretion to vacate a judgment. Okay? The Supreme Court has said it under Rule 60B. Federal Rule 60B. A judge and the court is without jurisdiction and must void or vacate the order. So, how do you get them to do that? Writ of mandamus. How do you get there? You email me. You make a donation. It's not I know a lot of you guys are hurting financially. But you got to get the ball rolling. So maybe, if you have to borrow the money, it's not a lot of money. Okay, but I can't give this away either. All right, I've been victimized myself trying to help you guys. I got people stealing my paperwork, people sharing it on the internet. Okay, once you get my paper, you're going to see I put a lot of time into this. Okay? I'm not asking for a lot of money for the donation. And, I should be compensated for what I'm doing. I'm really not, because I could be getting, 10 times the amount of money, and even that's short. My validation of debt alone is worth $100, because my validation of debt alone could be enough to get you out of this mess that you're in. Because by filing a validation of debt to the child support agency director, now this is another thing that's going on. Everybody's getting responses from the child support agency. The child support agency, I very rarely get this email that I used to get. Rick, I sent in the validation of debt and I didn't get a response. Where everybody that's sending in the validation of debt to the child support agency, they're all getting responses. And it may not be the responses that we want, but it's the response that you can work off of. Now how do we do that? Well, when you're sending out the validation of debt, well, under the child support agency is sending out income or wage garnishment orders. Now, anytime they do that, when commanded by you under 31 USC 3720, they are required by law, the law I just cited, to substantiate the debt. And they're not doing that. So what happens is we send the validation of debt. We start out at the very top. What's the very top? The commissioner, the director. Though, of course, that person's not going to do it. That person probably doesn't even read it. The person below them, they send it to a supervisor. One guy recently, just this week, got a response in Virginia. And he got a response from the supervisor, child support consumer response unit. Right then and there, that title right there just tells you that child support is a consumer debt. All consumer debts have to be substantiated. That's the reason why, and we're demanding substantiation to be substantiated, and they're fighting us tooth and nail on this because they cannot substantiate it. How do we get them to do that? Writ of mandamus. Now, again, that person I just told you about, there's a name at the bottom of that now. So that person responded. Now what I did, I said, listen, now I want you to send the validation of debt again, but direct it to that person. And there's a reason for that. That person now is being noticed. They're being placed on notice by that letter that they're violating your rights. They're violating the law. They're participating in the deprivation of your property without jurisdiction, without authority. And by doing that, that person now can be sued. That person now, they lose their 11th Amendment qualified immunity. See, there's a method to all of this. And I did all the work for you. All you need to do is just put your name there. All you need to do is abide a stamp. You just need to follow through what I'm asking you to do. And you're getting the process started. It took me 4 years to get off of this. It took Ahmed Osiris 10 years. It could take you, with my help and his help, our videos, your research, your, wanting to be a beast, you wanting to get off of this, it could be within 6 months. Maybe less. Okay? It can be done. So, I have the writ of mandamus paperwork. For those of you who had my paperwork already, who did all of this, now you're just waiting, like, Rick, they're not doing. Send me another donation and I'll give it to you, because we're going to a different court. But again, I got you this far. Now we can just get over and get this taken care of. Okay? And we're doing it for far less than $2,000. Okay? So, Okay, reach out to me if you want the paperwork. My email address again is rick0327@me.com. Okay, I'm telling you, when you get my affidavits, you will not be disappointed. I promise you. I guarantee you. I haven't had a complaint yet. Maybe complaints that things, I don't make guarantees. We're dealing with criminals, guys. Again, I'll say it again. If I was selling you a car alarm, if I was sending you a burglar alarm for your house, all right, those people can't make guarantees because we're dealing with criminals. But criminals can be caught, right? Criminals can be caught. What we're doing with my paperwork is we're catching the criminals and we're boxing them in, as I say. Okay? And by boxing them in, you can have them stop. That's what I did. That's how I got out. I boxed them in. And what's today? The 19th? It's almost on the 22nd. I'm spitting, excuse me. On the 22nd will be 1 year that I went to court. By the way, that day when I went to court, I didn't know what I was walking into. I walked into that room and I was like looking around. And by the way, you don't see it in the video, but there was about 6 or 7 attorneys seated in the back waiting to watch this because it was the writ of quo warranto hearing. Which, by the way, he didn't bring it up. I didn't either because I didn't want to scare the judge away. It was the first time that I was before a judge in this nonsense. Excuse me. And he was listening, he was letting me talk, and if you watch the video, I finessed my way into getting what I want. So, and my life has changed ever since. It led to me to do what I'm doing to help you guys, because without proof that I actually succeeded, I would not be asking for a donation. Okay? And, little by slowly, we have people out there that are moving in the right direction. Okay? So, it's going to happen. One guy filed the paperwork before going to court, and the case was dismissed. Okay? So, got guys filing the paperwork before going to court. Proof of contempt. Rescheduled. Okay? We're getting the ball rolling in the right direction. I'm telling you, you will not be disappointed. Okay? Help yourself. Let me help you and help your family get out of this mess. Okay? All right, guys. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday. I'll talk to you.